Hello YouTube, my name is Bella and today I'm going to be talking to you about dyeing paper. A lot of people dye paper and they're using tea or that sort of thing, and tea or berries have acid in them, and as we all know, acid in paper over time can change the color of the paper, or it can affect anything that you've put onto the paper. That's why most of the things that they sell for scrapbooking are sold as acid-free. So today I'm going to be showing you how I dye paper, and I use acrylic ink for dyeing paper. And you can use basically any type of acrylic ink for dyeing paper. This is obviously calligraphy ink, and you can use any type of ink really, like Liquitex sells ink. This is just a much cheaper option. This I got from The Range for £3.99. You can also get it off of Amazon. You can get calligraphy ink from places like Target, Walmart if you're in the States. So let's get on with it. You will need some sort of container. I use this, which is just a paper holder for just paper in the office. You can also use, if you want something disposable, if you're not going to be doing this a lot, if you want to do multiple colors for like an ombre effect, you can use like disposable, the tinfoil sort of roasting tin things, or pretty much any container that can hold, you know, water, that's waterproof and that's around your house. So to get started, you just literally pour water into the container, and I obviously have these handles here, so I'm not going to be going too far with that, because we still need to have room to obviously dip the paper in and to mix up the acrylic ink. For each of these that I do, when I filled it up about a half of an inch with water, you're going to need about a quarter of a pot of this. So, I mean, £3.99, so you're looking at about a pound to dye around 100 pieces of paper. So, you just, oops, that's not the plan. You just literally pour this in like that, and then we're going to mix it up. This is going to vary for you how much ink you need depending on the brand of ink that you're using, and also depending on how dark you want your paper, and also the color of the ink, because different brands use different types of pigmentation and different inks will have a different amount of pigmentation in them. So there's no hard and fast for this. The best way to do it is to add a little, because you can never take out the ink that you put in, and just test it on the paper and see how it goes for you. I'm just using a palette knife to mix this. You can use anything that you have around the house. Sometimes I use a pencil, I use my fingers, just whatever works. You'll also need gloves for this if you don't want to stain your hands, and you will need something absorbent. I use these microfiber cloths, but you can use anything that you have around the house, normal towels, paper towels. Just be mindful that whatever you're using, the texture of it can leave a texture in your paper. So, I mean, if that's going to bother you, you want to use something as non-textured as possible. I'm going to be dyeing this paper today. It is normal sketchbook paper that I've cut to size for the project that I'm working on, and I've chosen sepia as a color because that is also the color that I need for the project that I'm working on. So basically, once you've got your ink mixed into your water, I used room temperature water from the tap, so you don't need anything special. You just dip it in, and you can use either your fingers or some sort of tool to get it down there. A lot of people dye multiple pieces of paper at a time. I do not, because I find that you get air bubbles between the paper and it can leave blank spots on your paper, which is not something that I want. I'll be using this paper actually to create a book, so if you want to see how I bind a book and make the covers for it, then leave a comment below, because I've been toying with the idea of making a video about that. So I leave this paper in for about a minute for each piece. And this amount of ink and water will give you about 120 pieces of paper. If you're leaving your paper in for the same amount of time, it will give you a pretty consistent result for all of your paper being around the same color. So like I said, you just leave it in there. And then I take it out, and you want to be careful while you're taking it out because the paper has obviously absorbed the water and it becomes quite delicate and it can rip or break or anything. So then you just lay it down flat, and then you take your second piece of cloth or whatever you're using, paper towels, old towels, whatever's good. And that's it. That's your paper. Now you need to dry it. This one has a little bit of fluff on it from the microfiber. So to dry it, I hang mine up, and I will insert a picture of where I hang mine. If you are hanging it inside your house, on a wall or something like that, you want to make sure that you're not putting it on a wall that's going to absorb any drips, because this can drip even after you've wiped it off. And if you are worried about that, you can hang like a plastic sheeting or whatever on the wall before you're putting these up. But I just use strings and binder clips, and literally that's it for drying my paper. And it is really effective. But after you're finished, you've dyed your paper, you've dried your paper, you're ready to, you know, get on with it, you need to sort of flatten your paper. And for that I use 2 pieces of card, just normal card, and I put my paper between it, and these are the sheets that I've finished, that have dried and are ready to go, and I put it between 2 pieces of paper, and then I just put some weights on top of it. You can use anything. If you have like books at home, you can put it between 2 books and then put something weighted on it, or you can put it between 2 pieces of normal cardboard or even 2 pieces of wood, anything that's going to get it flattened, and then just weight it down, and that's basically it. You can use, like I said, any color under the sun to dye paper. I've done red paper, pink paper, blue paper, green paper, any paper. You can do any color, and that's it. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you found it helpful, please let me know. Thanks so much.